right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Tonight, a man devoted to helping St. Louis kids is being remembered.
He's the pillar of the community. This is devastating.
The future of boys to mentors.
Showers still linger in a few places tonight. Widespread rain chances limited the next few days when the summertime heat and humidity return in full force to St. Louis.
But first, a Soulard shootout caught on camera.
We kind of just keep to the places that we know are safe, but right now we're walking through here, so I'm not so sure.
Tonight, neighbors reacting as police search for two cars captured in a rolling gun battle. Multiple gunshots ring out during daylight. Good evening, I'm Mike Bush.
And I'm Kelly Jackson. Neighbors tell us they heard the gunshots, but some of them mistook them as fireworks. New tonight, Brent Solomon is live at police headquarters, and Brent, an officer, was in the area at the time of that shootout.
That's right, Kelly, and being at the right place at the right time, that officer was able to quickly call for backup, get more officers on the scene as neighbors watched from their doorsteps.
Listen to the gunfire that seemed to come out of nowhere, followed by even more gunshots. Soulard neighbors sharing videos on social media moments later. This woman capturing the crime as she looked out her window. It happened Tuesday, just after 6 in the evening, near South 7th and Russell. Police finding numerous shell casings blocks away here at 9th and Ann.
What? During the day? Oh my goodness.
A day later, neighbors are sounding off because they frequent this area during the evening.
It's the broad daylight. And what street is this on?
Right here.
Makes me worry about walking my dog over here.
Police are trying to figure out what caused people to fire shots from two different cars throughout the Soulard neighborhood. After the first set of gunshots, neighbors say they saw one car chasing another, and then there was another round. Fortunately, no one was hurt, but neighbors are stunned because everyone just wants to be safe.
We kind of just keep to the places that we know are safe, but right now we're walking through here, so I'm not so sure.
It just makes me sad because I love Soulard and I want it to be safe, and stuff like that definitely does not make me feel the most comfortable.
Pretty scary stuff is going on.
Neighbors are urging one another to check their security cameras to see if there's any more footage that can help police here crack the case. Meantime, if you know anything, the number to call is 1-866-371-TIPS. Live downtown, Brent Solomon, 5 on Your Side.
A live look downtown. Scattered showers are drifting through the bi-state tonight. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell has more in the weather impact forecast. Scott?
And there's not a huge impact with these showers. Most of us not going to see much, if any, rainfall tonight. At Lambert, you had the gusty breeze come through with the outflow off of these showers and thunderstorms to our north, but things have settled down at the airport right now. The winds have calmed a bit. It's actually pretty comfortable across the area. We do have an upper level system that's kind of spinning through the region. With the heat of the afternoon, that flared up some of those showers and thunderstorms to our north. Some of them held on a while this evening, especially north and west of St. Louis, and that's where we've seen most of the rain. Right now in the metro area, there's still a few sprinkles approaching 370 up in St. Peter's, and also back to the southwest. We had some rumbles of thunder in the last hour out towards Gerald and heading west towards Drake and Gasconade County, and the outflow has already gone to the south of St. Louis. There won't be a whole lot of active weather here over the next few days, but that isolated rain chance, it continues into Friday. Otherwise, it's mainly dry through this time, and the heat's going to be building into the weekend. More on that, how hot it gets, and with the humidity, how high those heat indices go. That's in about 12 minutes, Mike.
City leaders are now sitting down with downtown business owners to discuss safety plans and the fallout from the violence on the 4th of July. Some business owners brought up the lack of police that night. St. Louis Metro Police said it had officers in the area, both plainclothed and uniformed. Matt Ratz, the co-owner of Ucraft, says they recently invested nearly $1 million in their downtown location before it was damaged in the chaos. He fears if people are too afraid to come downtown, other areas could be affected.
I just want to see a plan and stick to the plan. And not just talk. Let's have some actions behind it. And again, it comes down to police presence. We have to have more. I mean, it's just plain and simple. That's what we need.
The mayor's office has reached out to Rath to set up a meeting to discuss safety plans moving forward. Citizens for a Greater St. Louis slammed city leaders for their handling of the recent downtown violence. The organization said in a statement, quote, instead of working with downtown residents and small businesses, the mayor and police chief hold carefully scripted press conferences with big business leaders at their side who announce new slogans and tell us all will be fine.
And all this comes as St. Louis police face a decline among its ranks. Last month, Chief Robert Tracy said the city had 908 officers. It's about 300 short of its ideal number. The department now says it received 124 applicants after a recent 2-month recruitment campaign. And while 23 officers entered the most recent recruitment class, only 9 of them are graduating tomorrow. The police department recently upped officer pay, but says they still need to stay competitive.
We've seen it time and time again. People go through our police academy. That's one of the best police academies in the region. They get on the streets for a few months, and then police departments steal our guys and gals.
In St. Louis City, starting pay is $53,000. For the county, it's $57,000. And in St. Charles County, it's $64,000.
Right now, we're trying to learn more about a major K-Squad investigation in Cahokia Heights. Police tell us a man was shot on Maple Tree Lane. That's right by the downtown airport. The St. Clair County coroner says the man died at around 8:30 this morning. We're still working to find out if investigators have any suspects. We'll keep you up to date as we learn more.
A man is facing charges for shooting a food delivery driver in St. Charles County. Police say the victim made a delivery to the wrong home around 12:30 Sunday morning. According to investigators, Dwayne Johnson shot the driver when they tried to pick the order back up. The victim was taken to the hospital. Johnson was arrested.
Tonight, an escaped prisoner is back in jail after 2 days on the run. Stephen Woodson escaped Sunday night when a prison transport stopped at a rest area in Warren County. The Montgomery County Sheriff's Office found Woodson today at a cemetery in Jonesburg, about 16 miles away. Authorities say he was still wearing handcuffs. Tonight, Woodson is being held at the Warren County Jail.
A St. Louis judge has denied a former reality TV star's appeal of his murder for hire conviction. Tim Norman was sentenced to life in prison last year for planning the 2016 death of his nephew, Andre Montgomery Jr., in an attempt to cash in on a life insurance policy. He argued the jury shouldn't have heard certain testimony and evidence.
Tonight, the St. Louis community is mourning the sudden death of a man who devoted his life to mentoring young boys.
Dwayne Tolan was one of the co-founders of Boys to Mentors. New tonight, 5 on your side's Robert Townsend is here with more on the man and his legacy.
Kelly and my friends tell me Dwayne D.T. Tolan had a passion for children and teens. Now, he helped many through his mentoring program. Tolan's admirers cannot believe he's now gone.
Helping you become a better man, helping you become a better person.
Those are just some of the things 14-year-old Jakeem Jones says he's learned during the 8 years he's been in the Boys to Mentors program in North St. Louis County.
I used to be like social distance from everybody, not being able to talk, but now I'm able to talk more.
Thanks to the mentoring program and especially one man, Dwayne D.T. Tolan.
He was a funny guy.
A big inspiration?
Yes.
5 years ago, Tolan and 2 buddies launched Boys to Mentors as their way of giving back to their community. During a 10-week program, they and their team teach boys who range from 6 to 16 a variety of life skills, including how to love themselves, follow their dreams, and steer clear of trouble.
From cutting grass to hanging doors, to lawnmowers, to painting, to body care.
Their motto, save them before we grave them.
Before you go to the grave, I'm gonna do my best to save anything, give you all I can to keep you from the streets. It sounds kind of harsh, but it's real.
But now the kids, their parents, and Tolan's loved ones are all heartbroken after a real shock.
This is like unbelievable.
No one can believe the 58-year-old Tolan was walking towards his church on Sunday and collapsed in the parking lot. Friends say he battled a blood clot.
Blood clot that went from his knee to his heart. He fell forward, hit his head.
The beloved mentor, father of 5, engaged to be married next month, died at a hospital Wednesday morning.
He was born on 6/23 and he died at 6:23 in the morning.
We lost a pioneer that made great strides to make youth feel loved and belonged and needed.
That's DT speaking at an awards program just last month.
And we dared them to hope, and we dared them to dream. and we challenge them to achieve.
When I start growing up, I'm going to become a mentor.
The program will continue. DT Tolan also worked for Annie Malone Children and Family Services. Now its CEO, Keisha Lee, tells us Tolan's mentoring program touched countless lives and its impact was immeasurable.
We have one, France has dozens.
From the beginning, Auguste Bartholdi had the idea of creating a monument that would embody values that were shared both by the French and the US.
In tonight's journey to Paris, the celebration of Lady Liberty and the man behind her. Shelter refurbishments.
We're very excited about it. Everything in this room is brand new.
The big improvements helping furry friends in St. Charles.
Not a lot of rain out there tonight, but still that chance will exist for a couple more days. This weekend, the sultry weather returns. We're timing out those toasty temperatures in 7 minutes.
The Summer Olympics in France now just 16 days away, and one of America's most famous torchbearers was created by a Frenchman.
You may not know his name, but you will definitely recognize his most famous sculpture. Reporter Scott Swan and photojournalist Steve Rhodes explains in tonight's Journey to Paris.
Colorful architecture.
These half timber houses are very old, very ancient.
Charming canals.
It's not a joke.
Cobblestone streets.
A stereotype of all fairy tales.
Colmar, France looks like it fell out of a storybook. And this town does have quite a tale to tell.
It should be a surprise.
We are now here in the court of Bartholdi's house. Bartholdi was born here.
Don't recognize his name? Walk around Colmar. His sculptures are everywhere.
Many, many works from Bartholdi.
Still not ringing a bell?
Bartholdi.
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 Take a drive to the entrance of the city.
In a commercial zone, in the middle of a roundabout.
When you spot a certain lady, you'll know immediately why Auguste Bartholdi is famous.
Auguste Bartholdi was the sculptor of the Statue of Liberty in New York, and he was born in Colmar.
Welcome to the Bartholdi Museum, the house of Auguste Bartholdi, who was the father of the Statue of Liberty.
The Bartholdi Museum documents the life of the French sculptor.
From the beginning, Auguste Bartholdi had the idea of creating a monument that would embody values that were shared both by the French and the US.
Early models give us insight into what Bartholdi imagined. He chose someone with experience building bridges.
And this young engineer's name was Gustave Eiffel.
The man who would one day create the most famous landmark in France was the engineer who designed the internal structure of the Statue of Liberty.
And Bartholdi designed the envelope, the statue itself.
Construction took place in Paris. The pieces were then taken apart, shipped to New York, and then reassembled.
It's a very nice gift. And we've got a copy of the Statue of Liberty in Colmar as well.
But it's not the only one in France. There are at least 35 Lady Liberties scattered across the country, several in Paris.
There's the biggest one in Paris is right near the Eiffel Tower. I think a lot of people are surprised when they go past it and see this replica, but they've made 7 more.
Oliver G.
Bonjour, you are listening.
Who hosts the Eiffel Tower podcast, has seen the others. In museums, gardens, even a residential building.
And the only way that you're ever going to see it is befriend someone inside, make a delivery there, or pretend that you're a friend or a delivery driver, which is what I did.
Americans know the importance of Lady Liberty. And in this part of the Olympic host country,
his native house is now a small museum.
there is pride for the man behind it all.
Bartholdi is the creator of this Liberty statue.
Is Lady Liberty standing there proudly, so she's quite a friend, almost a relative, you know, like a
And one last fact, fast fact. The Statue of Liberty represents equality, democracy, and freedom. And her crown spikes represent the oceans and continents.
And you can see the Olympic opening ceremony right here on 5 on Your Side on July 26th. And you can check out the latest Olympics news and new information about local athletes. All you have to do is text the word Paris to 314-425-5355.
Just hours ago, the City of St. Charles Animal Shelter unveiled its newest improvements. The shelter hosted a ribbon-cutting ceremony and open house. It features a new surgery site, fenced-in area for dogs, bathing areas, and more. Shelter officials say the changes will bring better medical care to the animals. And one of the supervisors told us that's just one of the many ways the upgrades will help.
It's going to save us a lot of time, money, a lot of stress on the animals having to travel to a off-site vet's office. We're very excited. So it's going to help adoptions go quicker so the animals aren't waiting for their surgery dates before they can go home. We're very excited about it.
The public was able to tour the facility, talk to staff, and had the opportunity to go home with a furry friend.
Well, after a deluge of rain, finally some dry time today. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joins us now with the weather impact forecast.
You know, it wasn't completely dry all day long for everybody. Tonight we did have some showers, even some thunder north and west of St. Louis, but it never made it into the immediate metro area for the most part, certainly not into St. Louis. We have a quiet evening now. We're down to 74. It's pretty comfortable, but you can see those showers and thunderstorms kind of still percolating across parts of the region here, dropping in from the north. The remnants of Beryl, well, that spreading severe weather up into the northeast today, tornadoes across parts of New England, specifically in New York. There's the upper level system that picked up Beryl, kind of scooted it off. Here's the one that's slicing through our region tonight. That's the impetus to kind of drive some of these showers and thunderstorms. But once you lose the heat of the day, you also tend to see these weaken because they don't have much more to work with. So tonight we've watched as that outflow boundary came through St. Louis. We had some wind gusts, 30, 35 miles per hour, dropped the temperatures back into the lower 70s in town. We'll certainly take that. Out ahead of it, in some cases, you're still a little warmer. Scott Air Force Base, the outflow's almost there, 77 at last check. Warrenton 66, at 68 up in Pittsfield. With that 74-degree reading at Lambert, the dew point is 64, so only 71% on your relative humidity. And the wind turned to the northwest behind that outflow. 89 for the high today, 69 was your morning low. We should be in that same territory again tomorrow morning. We may have a little bit of fog forming depending on how much clearing we see overnight tonight. That's a question mark because we still have patches of clouds to go through, and there's still, with that energy swinging through aloft, the chance that we might kick off a shower overnight early tomorrow morning. Going through the day tomorrow, most of the focus very much on the isolated side, but during the afternoon, early evening again, that potential for a shower or thunderstorm could be random anywhere, but most of us aren't going to see much, if any, rainfall. Mid, perhaps even some upper 80s tomorrow afternoon. But it's really this weekend when the heat builds. Saturday, Sunday into Monday, temperatures climbing back into the 90s, humidity levels coming up. Our futurecast heat index values for Sunday afternoon running right around 100 degrees, probably even a bit higher as we head towards Monday. So when we break it down with your weather impact 7-day forecast, there's just a chance for some spot showers and thunderstorms really through Saturday. Most of this is dry time. As we head into the weekend, the warmth begins to surge in here. By Monday and Tuesday, we're close to 100, especially on Monday. It looks like that moisture starts pooling over St. Louis. And what we mean by that is Monday, Tuesday, really humid to go along with those high temperatures, which means we may be looking at some dangerous heat. That could very well be our next weather impact alert time frame.
All right, thanks, Scott.
Frank Cusimano is next with sports.
Tonight, we hear from the greatest female basketball player to ever come out of St. Louis, Nafisa Collier, the Cardinals and Royals in a doubleheader, and on Frankly Speaking, the worst decision in sports history.
This 5 on Your Side Sports Report is sponsored by Telly Tire and Auto Centers, driving your way since 1942.
Because the Cardinals have been on this roll, I don't think there was one Redbird fan who woke up this morning thinking the Royals would sweep the doubleheader. Well, we were all wrong. Let's go to Busch. Now, this was a good sign. Lars Nootbaar went the other way off Michael Wacha in the second, and the Cardinals led it 1-0. And this wasn't bad either. Nolan Gorman with a ground rule double the fourth. And the Birds trailed at this point 3-2. But this Salvador Perez had a wonderful day. This was the second of his big blast. Royals win game 2 tonight, 8-5.
Tough 2 games. We just didn't play very good baseball, and they played well, and they had good at bats, and they pitched well. Yeah, we got 4 games left, and we got to do everything we can to win those games and end the first half on a good note.
Second inning, game 1. That man, Nolan Arenado, 411 feet, his 8th, one of 3 Cardinal home runs. But Andre Palante could not hold the lead. Perez with the first of his 2 blasts. He's a 9-time All-Star for a reason. Royals win game 1, 6-4. Jason Tatum is not the only sensational small forward from a St. Louis private school heading to Paris to play in the Olympics. This woman behind me, Nafisa Collier, won 2 more state titles than Jason did. She's the pride of Incarnate Word Academy and the best female ever from this area. And she has quite a full life. She married former Lindenwood star Alex Bizzell, and together they now have a precious 2-year-old girl named Mila. But where it really gets interesting is on the court. Alex trains Nafisa along with NBA stars like Kyrie Irving. So who wins when they play against each other?
We're actually pretty evenly matched. We haven't played one-on-one in a really long time, but I got him for sure.
I'm not conceding that. And I'm also smart enough to know as soon as I don't have a chance, I'll no longer play. So for now, I'm still going to give myself the nod, and I'm going to tell her I told you that too.
Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever hosting a matinee game against Washington. And Caitlin put on a show that brought back memories of her Iowa days. She had 29 points and 13 assists, but the Mystics won 89-84. Every time I see this Caitlin Clark doing these incredible things, I keep thinking the worst decision in sports history was to not choose her for the Olympic team. Not only is she deserving with her historical rookie season, but you have a chance to explode the women's game with her on the biggest stage, and you blew it. True story. I walked into a pro shop last Saturday afternoon, and 4 men were staring at the TV. They were glued to Caitlin. The chances of them watching the WNBA last year at this time would be 0. No, let me correct that. 0.00. Bottom line, Caitlin Clark is the golden goose, and that Olympic selection committee just laid an egg. The Blues signed defenseman Ryan Suter. He's older than me. No, he's 39, and this will be his 20th season. He's been to the playoffs 15 times, and he's played in over 1,400 games. East St. Louis 4-star defensive back Charles Bass committed to Eli Drinkwitz in Mizzou today. The 6'2", 190-pounder chose the Tigers over Illinois, Arkansas, and Kansas State.
I talk to Coach Drink, Coach Corey Batum daily. You know, they check in on me, make sure I'm good. You know, they show me where I fit in their scheme, and I like where I fit in their scheme. You know, I feel like I can make an impact my first year. I feel like I'm ready to get on the field as soon as possible.
The 9th 4-star for Eli Drinkwitz at the class of 2025. It's his world. We are just living in it.
He's been busy.
Yep.
And you turn 39 next week.
That's right.
You look fabulous. Well, circle the dates because Midtown's new shopping destination is on target to open.
Midtown residents can expect a new shopping destination by the end of the month. Our partners at the St. Louis Business Journal report the new Target store on Grand near St. Louis University will open on July 21st. SLU officials worked for almost a decade to convince Target to open a store near campus. It includes a CVS, a Starbucks, and an Ulta Beauty. The store will also feature a mural from a local artist.
As summer temps are on the rise, one convenience store chain is helping people cool down, but only for a limited time. Scott Connell, tomorrow is 7-Eleven. So 7-Eleven is celebrating Slurpee Day by giving away free small Slurpees in honor of its 97th birthday. No coupon or app is needed, and there's even a special Slurpee Day flavor. Mountain Dew Freedom Fusion, which we're told tastes like lemonade and peach.
Scott's a QT guy, though, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
but
you are, but you're a Mountain Dew person.
But back in the day, I used to ride my bicycle to get that Slurpee virtually every day.
And people are going to need to cool off soon.
Yes, you'll want to stay hydrated. You know, water's your best option, those sports drinks too. Mother Nature's not going to hydrate most of us tonight as we are looking at these showers falling apart. Just a chance for a spot shower tomorrow, right on into Saturday.
There you have it. 5 on your side at 10.
The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon is next, and be sure to start your morning with Today in St. Louis at 4 a.m.